Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're reacting to another Finland video. The title says, I can't even read the title right now. It says how Finland and Sweden would change uh, NATO's military or something. Yeah, that's the title. Yeah, so if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe and recommend me more videos to react to in the link in the description. And yeah, let's watch.
This Swedish island, once inhabited by Vikings in as early as the 8th century, this piece of land is of strategic importance. That's because it's located in the center of the Baltic Sea and is on NATO's European front line. But it's also the only waterway where Russia has direct access to the west. Gotland is just one small part of how NATO could benefit if Sweden and Finland become members of the bloc. Both nations have said they will take steps to apply for membership of the Western Military Alliance.
It is a very significant shift. These are two countries that...
Oh, this is like a job. You have to apply to get in. That's crazy. Bro, I saw so many videos like, yo, can NATO beat Russia, this and this. But Russia is actually a threat if that's the case, because all these small countries are like, yeah, bro, we want NATO, bro, please help us. But yo, honestly, I don't know. I wonder what would happen if it was the U.S. doing all this. I wonder who could have been rising against them. But yeah, let's continue watching.
Take a position of military non-alignment.
Finnish and Swedish membership in NATO would greatly enhance the defense of the Baltic region and reduce the chances of Russian adventures or attack across the air, land, and sea domains in an integrated fashion.
Analysts say the expansion of the bloc could make NATO stronger and affect Russia's current strategy in Ukraine. To understand how, we need to look at the geography and military capabilities of both countries. The location of both Sweden and Finland would mean the alliance has significantly more land in the east of Europe. Take Finland, for example. It has an 830-mile-long border with Russia, but if we look a little closer, we can see that this border is full of lakes and marshland with very few roads for military vehicles such as tanks to travel on. Analysts say those conditions would be beneficial for NATO in any potential combat situation with Russia.
Bro, because I've been watching Finland videos for a while, and I seen the war clips. It's crazy because they had some crazy, they'd be fighting in the winter, so they'd have winter soldiers. These guys would be crazy. What's his name? That one sniper, the best sniper was it best sniper ever, or I forgot, Simo Heha or something. I think that was it. And they've been fighting with Russia for a while, but they're not fighting now, obviously. But they've won their battles against Russia, so obviously, logically, if Sweden and Finland join in, of course it's going to benefit NATO.
It's a huge opportunity.
A lot.
So you think about combat in Ukraine over by Kiev, where Russia was trying to push down really narrow roads. That's Finland.
One key area for Russia is the Kola Peninsula, where Moscow houses sub-launched ballistic missiles that are key to its nuclear arsenal. Currently, the only NATO country bordering the zone is Norway, but analysts say if Finland joins the bloc, it would increase pressure on the region.
So suddenly, if Finland's having an exercise up here, it's not just Norwegian forces, maybe a brigade or two. Now suddenly it might be 50,000 troops. So again, Russia has to now divert troops up there.
In Sweden, Gotland is strategic for Russia because it could be a base to protect its naval forces in the Baltic Sea.
And they would use that as a base of operations for amphibious assault, for land attack, for air attack, and for naval attack.
In 2017, NATO and Sweden worked together on a simulated mission of a Baltic Sea attack, which Alberg said concluded the island would be a central part of any invading strategy. Although Finland and Sweden have been close NATO partners for decades and worked on such joint missions, they have remained militarily non-aligned. For centuries, Sweden has largely avoided involvement in military conflicts, while Finland stayed out of NATO after the alliance formed in 1949, largely to avoid provoking Russia.
Damn.
So the fact that they are deciding...
Bro, Russia, yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, you gotta give it to Russia, bro. I'm not even like, yo, go Russia. I'm not even on that support. I'm not cheering. I'm just like, you gotta hand it to them. These guys, they're putting pressure on like the whole world. Like they got everywhere. They got everyone wanting to get into NATO. Yeah, these guys are insane. Yeah, and honestly, bro, I don't know. I don't know if it's the nuclear bombs that's making them this scary or anything, but I don't know. Is it? I mean, it is. A big part of it is because but not a lot of countries. Some countries have them. I mean, Russia still is crazy for what they're doing right now and how much pressure they're putting on each of these countries. But we'll see. We'll see. I hope it doesn't turn into a World War
Now
III.
to potentially join the alliance, I think is very significant and speaks to the sense of vulnerability that countries feel in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Russia's invasions of Georgia in 2008 and Crimea in 2014 sounded alarm bells in both nations, but the current war pushed them to reconsider NATO membership.
Oh, I never heard about
In
these.
response, Russia, which has long stood against any eastward expansion of the bloc, has issued threats. According to the Kremlin, Russian President Vladimir Putin told the Finnish president that ending the country's decades-long non-aligned defense policy would be a mistake for Helsinki. And Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Alexander Grushko said that Moscow would need to take adequate precautionary measures if NATO were to deploy infrastructure for nuclear weapons near Russia's borders, including in Finland.
I think one of the reasons that we saw the invasion of Ukraine is because they are not a member of NATO, and that, Russia felt that they could therefore take the action they did without incurring a direct response from NATO, and so I think that is something that would be playing into Moscow's.
But this war has been going on forever. Like, it feels like forever. Like, it sounds like I want like someone to win already, but that means either Ukraine has to lose or Russia. But like, for Russia, I don't think they're losing, man. Like, I don't know what way to see this, but even if they lose, it'd be bad for everybody, because these guys are gonna be like, okay, we lose, we're going back in our country, this and this. Like, the whole world cut off Russia. Like, no one's supporting them. The U.S. cut off whatever resources they were giving, and I mean, it's affected us too. Those gas prices. I don't really pay for gas like that, so I'm sweet. But others that pay for gas are crying. And if you see, I don't think if Ukraine were to win against Russia, Russia would be like, yeah, bro, open those nuclear bombs. We're not going to lose like that. I know damn well, bro, Russia being this big and Ukraine that small, they would clown Russia forever. It'd be like a meme. So, I don't think that would be an option for them.
But once these states are, if they become members of NATO, then it will have to take more indirect action.
The addition of Finland and Sweden to NATO would also enhance some of the bloc's shortfalls in air defense, according to Al Burke.
They do not have sufficient vehicle-mounted air defense systems. NATO air defenses, especially in the east, are very, very weak. And again, this is a huge capability shortfall that NATO's attempting to address.
Sweden's advanced purchases of air-launched cruise missiles and Finland's $9.4 billion purchase of 64 cutting-edge US F-35 fighter jets would significantly improve NATO's air defense and attack capabilities. And it could require Russia to add countermeasures to that potential threat, analysts say, spreading its resources thin while trying to establish air dominance. But some analysts also believe that the introduction of Sweden and Finland into the bloc could fit into a broader plan by Russian President Vladimir Putin to realign his forces to different regions.
I think Russia thought a long time ago that Finland and Sweden would end up joining NATO. I think it helps Putin in terms of his messaging that NATO is scary, so that he can divert resources from human development in Russia towards military.
Bro, being the president must be good. Damn, all those people saluting you, that's kind of cool. I find that cool. But yeah, let's not, I wish it ends good. The war doesn't end like a fairy tale though, so you know, it is what it is, what happens, but hopefully World War III doesn't start like that. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you and have a nice day.